naambiwa na wakubwa fulani wanataka mtu wa kabila yao. Na wakati huo tukiwa kwa serikali, mimi nawaambia wazi, hata huyo mwenyewe huyu hawezi hii kazi. Ndio nakasirika saa nyingine nikiona hii porojo na upumbavu, naona kwa magazeti eti mimi ndaenda kufanya kazi juu na nani. Nifanye kazi na hawa watu mimi nawajua kuliko watu wengine mimi mnajua. You don't know these people. I know these people very well. How can I work with them? Mtu mwingine ameandika jana eti niende kufanya kazi juu na nani. Huyo hata sitaki kutaja jina yake. Kufanya kazi mimi siwezi kufanya kazi na hawa watu. I know them very well and I know the stuff they are made of. Ni watu ambao you can't work with them. Their attitude towards public service and public resources is one you can't tolerate. Ndio mnaona say that there will never be one term. Let them just wait 2027 and see what will happen. It will be one term. Arambe. The resolution is one term. God bless you. Servant, when you must think about your country more than the very...
You remember sometimes back I went to Kameme TV and I said that Matiangi was a project.
Yes, you did.
Mm-hmm. And I now want to repeat the same situation and the same message.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, it seems that everything is working out so well for the united opposition. In the past, a prediction had been made of a fallout that would actually collapse the united opposition. A fallout between Rigathi Gachagua and Fred Matiangi. And this fallout was coined due to Matiangi's affiliation with the Jubilee Party. But yesterday, Matiangi proved beyond reasonable doubt to be one of the many leaders or a few leaders that have actually that actually have the capacity and the intelligence to navigate the political storm of the Republic of Kenya. In the clip that we have begun with, that is one Fred Okengo Matiangi revealing that if there is somebody that warned the Republic of Kenya against choosing William Ruto for presidency in the year 2022 was none other than Fred Matiangi. So there is no way Fred Matiangi is going to affiliate himself with somebody that he warned you about in the past. You know, the reason why Rigathi Gachagua and the people within the united opposition, more so those affiliated with the DCP party, were labeling Matiangi as the project of the state is because they were trying to court Matiangi to become a party member of DCP so that, I mean, if Rigathi Gachagua can't vie, then he can table Matiangi as the possible presidential candidate for the DCP party. But now, Matiangi has already joined Jubilee. Yes, we all accept that there are characters in Jubilee party that nobody trusts. People like Wambogo Ngunjiri, people like Gedon Wamushomba. Those are people that nobody trusts. But it doesn't mean and even the Secretary General of Jubilee can't be trusted, Jeremiah Kioni. But that doesn't mean if they can't be trusted, they can't be fired from the party. They can't be moved out of the party. Are we together? So if they can be moved out of the party, then that gives the party the look that it deserves with Matiangi as its preferred presidential candidate. And now, Matiangi tells it all. Yesterday he said, for the first time, he chanted the one-term slogan. For the first time he said, anybody that thinks if there is a possibility of me working with William Ruto, if there is a possibility of me working with William Ruto, then is wrong. Because if there is somebody that warned against Ruto's leadership in this Republic of Kenya in 2022 when I was the Cabinet Secretary of Interior, it's me, Fred Matiangi. Now that tells you that Matiangi has actually drawn out his weapons and is now, portraying and revealing his political clause. Yes, as a leader, you have to hide yourself. You have to hide some characters from the public at some point or from your allies or enemies. Let them make assumptions. And Matiangi spoke, by the way, in a very, very, very unified manner yesterday, where he said, in politics, it doesn't beat logic for you to understand that People are people and they will always have their differences. Even a wife and a husband who live in the same room always fight at the end of the day. But at the head, they always find a common ground, and that is the ground of going forward. And the common ground in the politics of the united opposition right now is to find a solution of beating William Ruto. And with Matiangi's speech yesterday, it tells you that now a candidature for Matiangi and Kalonzo Musyoka is a sealed candidature that now has to be projected to the future. We can't assume that Matiangi is nobody in the politics of the day. We cannot also assume that Kalonzo Musyoka is not the most preferable presidential candidate that we have. I mean, from the yesterday's Wiper NDC, all the narratives have changed. Even Rigathi Gachagua has changed his narrative. I mean, you all saw him in the past 1 or 2 weeks driving a campaign of him trying to sell his bid for the presidency. But lately, it seems that he has deviated from that tongue, learning of how politics should be played out. Seeing people that were enemies unite, people like Gideon Moi and and William Ruto, tells the united opposition it's high time you bury your differences and come together for the common goal. And the common goal is having William Ruto out of power come the year 2027. And now, to clear the air, because yesterday, Matiangi cleared the air before people that had labeled him a project of the state. People like Wakili Ndegwa Njiru. They were there at the Wipers NDC. But Matiangi said it into their face. I can never work with William Ruto. Yes. And one sentiment that Matiangi made that has actually stuck with me, he said that there comes a time in a life of a public servant or a civil servant where you must put the interest of the republic before your own personal interest. And the republic needs a united opposition right now. The republic needs people uniting for the common good, and the common good is kicking William Ruto out of power come the year 2027. And so, for Matiangi to shed off the narrative of being labeled a state project, he has done so well for himself as we speak right now. So by the head of this year, Rigathi Gachagua, Kalonzo Musyoka, Fred Matiangi, George Natembeya, Uhuru Kenyatta, Justin Muturi, Martha Karua, they have to actually lay out the plan to the general public. Because now, they seem now to be working on an understanding where differences seems to be, to have gotten buried. So if differences are being buried, that means we have a shot at the future. And the shot at the future is the shot of a Kalonzo Matiangi ticket, where Kalonzo will be the presidential flag bearer while Matiangi becomes the running mate. Ladies and gentlemen, I would love to hear what is your take on these sentiments that were today made by Fred Matiangi, because those sentiments stick with us and actually foretell what is to come in the next few days. William Ruto is a man that is currently on the edge. No matter what he tries, it seems that now, they were counting more so of the collapse of the united opposition. But it seems the united opposition is not collapsing anytime soon. More so, the differences that they have had recently seems to be making them stronger and to be tightening their board. Leave your comment on the comment section. See you in our next video. This is the Kenyan Daily Report.